Today I got paid $3,111.54, but we definitely don't get to keep $3,111.54. Today I'm gonna show you by the end of this video how much of that paycheck that I get to keep between savings, retirement, groceries, bills, utilities, daycare, and a couple unexpected expenses as well. Hi, I'm Kirsten. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, my husband and I work regular 9-to-5 jobs. We have 2 little girls in daycare. We have a mortgage. We live in Central Florida, and we are working on our way towards financial independence. We still have some debt to pay off. We've been figuring out our money for the past 3 or 4 years now. My videos are all about that. I really love financial transparency just because I feel like it lifts everybody up. I just think it helps everybody out, and I love watching videos like this. So I wanted to share my payday routine with you guys. The caveat, as always, is that this is what I do with my paycheck. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what we do. This paycheck is actually interesting because $3,111.54 is not my regular pay, but I got a bonus this month, which is something that I am recently now anticipating going on for the rest of the year. We had a bonus structure change at my job, so I received a performance bonus for this paycheck for the last 80 hours of $650. Before I ever see that money that comes in my paycheck though, we have some deductions. We have federal tax of $229.19, Social Security $191.62. I pay medical insurance $18.12, dental $271, and my 401k $155.58. All goes out of my paycheck before I ever even see it if I'm not looking at my paycheck breakdown. And since I contribute 5% to my 401k, my employer matches another 4%, so my entire retirement is growing automatically. So after all of those are just taken off the top of my gross income, after that, my take-home pay is $2,469.50. I should say my income is combined with my husband, so every week we have a paycheck, either his or mine. We both put the next 10% of our income, what's going to go into our checking, into a high-yield savings account. Right now it's contributing to an emergency fund because we're still building that. This month, however, because I did get that bonus, I upped my savings contribution to 20%. So before my checking account even sees my payday net income, 20% got split off and went to my Marcus high-yield savings account for our emergency fund, which is $493.90. which leaves $1,975.60 that went into my checking account. For clarification, again, when I say my checking account, I mean our checking account. It's my husband and my joint account. Now for the bills. Our bills get taken out of our joint account for our household. It's actually the only account we have. We don't have personal accounts right now, which is something we may do down the road just so we can have like discretionary spending or fun money, but the budget's really tight right now, as you can see, or you will see in just a minute. Big expenses are our bills. Daycare gets paid on a weekly basis. It is $5.15. It gets taken out of the account every Thursday or Friday. So from this $1,975, $5.15 gets taken out, leaving me $1,460.60. This paycheck did not land near the first of the month, and if it did, we would not have anything else come out of the account that week because we would leave it in there to pay our $2,500 mortgage. The next expenses that come out of our weekly paycheck is groceries, about $200, remaining $1,260, then gas, probably $50 a week, utilities, I'd say $50 a week as well, and then $20 for miscellaneous. We need like toiletries or something like that. So we have about $1,100 left in our bank account. Even though we put our groceries and our gas on the credit card, we pay that off every week. So that balance is deducted from our paycheck weekly. A little asterisk on this, we don't carry debt on our credit cards, but we do use the credit cards for points. For instance, we love our Hyatt card. We're gonna go stay at the Hyatt at the beach this weekend. It's just a way for us to get free money, a little vacation, a little staycation when we don't actually have to pay for it, just because right now we're in a really expensive part of life. Travel is really expensive too, but we do need a break, want to leave the house, want to go spend time. We live in Florida. We want to go spend time at the beach. It's why we're here. So using credit cards and getting the points is a great way for us to do that. And then a couple unexpected expenses that came up this week. My husband's life insurance policy, it's a term life insurance policy, 20 years, and it is due once a year. It was about $380 and that came out this week. I wasn't expecting it. I knew it was kind of around this time, but it's definitely something that I can make sure that I know is coming in June every year. We have $760 left, and then we had a house repair. My husband bought some things for the bathroom. A light went out. He bought a snake for the tub because it wasn't draining. So remaining is $660.60 in our checking account. Every paycheck seems to have some kind of surprise expenses that are different. Sometimes it's a birthday or a car repair. But this week it was my husband's life insurance premium and a house repair. And those unexpected expenses, we've actually gotten better at planning for them and just kind of know that there's going to be several $100s of unexpected expenses every single month. So that's one reason why our savings, we really just want to have a buffer in a couple sinking funds for things like maintenance, things like gifts, and just like I said, unexpected expenses that we really can't plan for. So our emergency fund, I am trying to be as aggressive as possible funding that up so that we have several months of emergency fund there for us, so we aren't going back into credit card debt if something pops up that we really did not know was going to happen, something really expensive. So finally, in the beginning, I made $3,111.54 on my paycheck. My checking account got a little bit less than $2,000. There was daycare, groceries, gas, utilities, miscellaneous life insurance, house repair, and my remaining was $660.60, which is just a little bit more than what my actual bonus was for the week, which I probably only made like 70% of that anyways. So it's important to keep in mind though that the $600 is not just extra money. This is what gets us to the next paycheck. We have more money for groceries if we need them, diapers or wipes if they come up, if one of the girls gets sick and we need to go to the doctor, if we want to go get subs this weekend at Publix, then that is going to come out of this $600. And then also we keep a buffer in there because when the mortgage comes out, we can't have an entire weekly paycheck come out of our checking account because there won't be enough to pay for a daycare as well. So there needs to be like $1,000 buffer in our checking account at all times. So this doesn't include what was left over from last week's paycheck. And that's really it. We try to keep it really simple. Our system is not complicated. We save first automatically without thinking. I don't have to track that expense in every dollar because it just happens automatically. We keep a few sinking funds for things that we know are coming, like car insurance and our phones, and we live on what's left. It definitely is not perfect, but it's simple enough so that we've actually stuck with it now for over a year. And if you like seeing real numbers that are not perfect, a real family, and how they're trying to build wealth without pretending that life is perfect, I'd love to have you subscribe. You can follow along and ask questions. I love to hear from you guys. It actually makes me so happy. A subscriber, I don't even know if they were subscribed, to be honest, but on my last video, I talked about how our net worth has changed month by month. We've been tracking it for the last 3 years. And they just said, wow, like that's amazing, you guys. I'm gonna get teary-eyed just thinking about it. They're like, wow, that's amazing. Something like that, like you guys have been putting in the work. And I can't tell you what that little stranger just made my day. So thank you so much if you're watching, and I'll see you next time.